A well-rounded student is a student who's been exposed to the arts, music, core academics.
And just like adults, well-rounded children, they're progressing towards this goal of having various interests, being able to socialize and interact with other people, so it's a two-sided conversation.
A well-rounded person is kind, sympathetic,
who values education, who likes to have fun,
discovering things that haven't been seen,
who understands the importance of friendships,
developing new skills,
math,
technology,
communication,
forming a hypothesis,
curiosity,
clear, cogent prose.
And they graduate really being prepared for college and career. That is what contributes to a student being well-rounded when they graduate from high school.
This means the heavier rocket went higher. This means no, it didn't, that the other ones went higher. Okay, so it looks like we do have a consensus. It looks like most people think, almost all of us think, that the heavier rockets went higher. So would you guys like to put more weight on your rockets?
Yeah! 3, 2, 1! 3, 2, 1!
All learners, whether you're a kid or an adult, learn best when you have something that's very concrete to look at, to design, to be able to feel and actually experience. So if education's to matter, then it does have to bring innovative programs to reach every child here. A wide variety of experiences, from literature to science to math. So I think that's the development of the whole person.
Innovation is, for me as a teacher, to keep growing to how can we bring in more hands-on experiences, how can we integrate technology at the appropriate time, how can we take field trips that are going to support student understanding.
In order to bring true innovation to a public school district, you've got to have outside investment and outside support. And what the Ed Foundation does is bring that extra level of support to the schools. We're a nonprofit organization that basically raises money for the public schools of Sonoma Valley. That's our job. That's what we do day in and day out.
In this day and age of cutbacks, a program like horticulture can expand and grow and flourish. We're so much better off for the Ed Foundation.
One thing we see time and time again is Sonoma has such a rich abundance of electives classes and sports and clubs and academics that we really do a good job of meeting every student's needs that come into our school.
Well, I think with the onset of Common Core state standards, we have really been focused on that project-based learning. You know, that also came from our work that we did with the San Francisco Exploratorium. We had a very large federal grant. Every one of our elementary teachers has been trained in the implementation of integrated science and language. And so having that opportunity for our students to do that project-based learning has just been commonplace in our elementary schools.
We've actually created a system within kids where they have places to put the information. There's a structure rather than somebody that just is filled with factoids. The kids can actually access the process that they've learned, this inquiry process, and apply it to many different things.
I think it helps more, like with vocab projects. Once you do projects with the words, you remember them, so you're more likely to do better on the quizzes and things like that. But I think it helps to be able to do something fun, and it just makes learning more fun.
Like when you get to look at things closer, if you put a worm in your hand and get a magnifying glass to see how it looks.
If you look at a wood shop or a metal shop, that's where the geometry comes into play. That's where the math becomes physical. That's where those things start to come in and they learn and go, oh wait, that's why I needed to know that.
We are leaders within our community within our county and really within our state when we're talking about implementing Common Core state standards, problem-based learning, project-based learning.
And through literacy, through reading, through writing, through experiencing, we are creating 21st century learners.
¿Qué dice aquí?
Yo tengo una calabaza.
Yo tengo una calabaza. Dedo pulgar si tú tienes una. Excelente. Todos tenemos calabazas. Today we were doing a writing lesson. It's the beginning of first grade, and so we're working on descriptive writing. I love working with students that need to be academically challenged. And within the classroom, there's different ways where we can break up into small groups and provide each group with the kind of activities that meet what they need at that time.
You know, within the school district, we're very reflective on the fact that some students need additional learning time, while other students are really advanced in their learning and can take off. Teachers really have had a chance to work collaboratively and look at their own practices so that they can meet the needs of students who may be struggling and meet the needs of students who are really moving at a quick pace.
My son was in special ed and we had great results with that. All of his classes worked really well with him. He had modifications and that allowed him to do exceptionally well. He actually graduated 4th in his class here. And no matter what your child's level, they will flourish here.
We have 12 different AP classes that kids can take should they choose to do that.
I think our AP teachers are definitely teaching at a college level. It's coming prepared for an essay or a class or an inquiry. They've prepared me well for the AP tests.
So we allow open access. If a child wants to take an AP class, come and take it. Because we know that when students can push themselves and the educators push those students, they're going to do just fine.
I think kids are born with the desire to accomplish a challenge. As long as they got the tools they need, they want to be challenged. It's my job to challenge them, my job to give them the things they need to really create that whole person.
Actually, all the women on my mom's side of the family, none of them ever went to college, so I plan to be the first on my mom's side to actually go to college and graduate and get a degree.
Our students have had some exciting successes from getting into very academic institutions like University of Chicago or Harvard or Yale. And I have a student who does spectacular foreign correspondence for the New York Times.
Out of all the high schools in Sonoma County, Sonoma Valley High School has the highest Latino graduation rate. And in 2010, we changed our graduation requirement to meet the entrance requirements of UCs and CSUs. There's only 2 high schools in the county that have that requirement, and we're one of them.
Our students go to some of the top colleges in the country. Our students go on and play collegiate athletics. And some of our students go on and do very great things, not having gone to college.
And that's my goal as a teacher, is to build leaders and to build competent adults.
As a parent, I want them to be better than myself, than me. I don't think that I really had a chance to choose the kind of life that I wanted to have. And I want my kids to be able to have that option.
And now students have to be prepared to do so many different things in the world. The demands of our world feel greater and bigger and more overwhelming. Students just need to be those problem solvers and critical thinkers.
And that is the biggest gift we can give our students, is to be able to think on their own and make their own decisions. And I think that's a really important component to being a happy person.
The well-roundedness is a strength of a society.
Self-confidence, enjoyment,
Creativity,
multicultural,
Tolerance, discovery,
strength,
inspiration,
ideas,
ready to think out of the box.
To take their learning and make connections with it.